Under the scorching midday sun, Plastic Valley feels like it's brewing something unusual. A small mirror forgotten on the rooftop accidentally focuses deadly rays of sunlight into a single point. Disaster strikes! The orange and red bricks suddenly flare up, mimicking a furious plastic fire rising high. Baby Blue, playing nearby, suddenly recoils in terror. He has never seen a brick fire so terrifying. In a panic, the little bird only manages to find shelter behind a fragile plastic potted plant. Foreman Grog is strolling along when he suddenly notices a strange heat radiating from above. Grog panics, dropping his cup, and quickly pulls out his bone whistle to blow continuous alarm signals. From the watchtower, LILA immediately moves into position. She adjusts her telescope to find the fire's exact coordinates. LILA's hands wave yellow flags in the air, sending an emergency signal toward the deep lake. Grog runs frantically to the lakeshore, shouting at the top of his lungs for the valley's main fire unit. The quiet lake surface suddenly erupts into white foam, signaling a beast is awakening. Splash emerges majestically, transparent water bricks streaming down his dark blue skin. The plesiosaurus paddles his 4 large flippers, cutting through the water like a massive escort ship. REXY is also there, wearing a fire rescue banner on his head, ready for his noble mission. Splash stretches his long, winding neck high, aiming directly at the target on the 20th floor. A close-up reveals Splash's mouth opening wide, preparing for a special loading mechanism. He dips his head into the lake, sucking hundreds of transparent blue studs into his flexible neck. Look at that! Splash's neck bulges as the water brick energy begins to move rapidly. LILA waves her flag sharply. 45 degrees, precise! Fire! Splash coils his neck for momentum and then blasts a stream of blue water, piercing the air toward the fire. A satisfying clack, clack sound echoes as the water studs begin to strike the burning orange flames. Part of the fire is submerged under the power of the water and falls to the courtyard below. Baby Blue peeks out, his small wings flapping constantly to cheer for the hero in the lake. Grog holds his megaphone, coordinating enthusiastically. Great job, Splash! Just a bit more and we win! REXY gets excited and jumps up and down by the lake, shaking the ground and nearly making Splash miss. Splash gives REXY a warning glance, then quickly refocuses on the rescue mission. The fire has weakened significantly, with only a few red bricks smoldering in the final corners. LILA signals Splash to take a short break for one last water refill. Once more, the plesiosaurus dives deep into the lake, preparing for the finishing blast. Everything seems to be under control, and the tribe sighs in relief, believing the disaster is over. But REXY, with his excessive enthusiasm, wants to personally finish off that last flickering ember. The T-Rex takes a breath so deep that his red chest bulges out like a giant hot air balloon. Grog sees this and senses something wrong. He screams, "REXY, don't do it!" But it's too late. REXY purses his lips and blows a earth-shaking gust, creating a terrifying wind. REXY's wind doesn't put out the fire. Instead, it blows the burning bricks all the way across the street. The orange fire fragments fly over Grog's head like tiny meteors searching for a new target. They land precisely on the neighbor's awning, and boom! A new fire erupts instantly. REXY freezes, his lips still pursed while his eyes are wide with shock. Grog holds his head in despair. The megaphone falls on his foot, making him hop in pain. Splash turns his neck, looking at REXY with pure judgment. Are you actually helping? LILA on the tower drops her head in disappointment, but immediately waves her flags to redirect the mission. Splash quickly swivels, stretching his long neck toward the burning neighbor's house. Seeing his mistake, REXY tries to take another breath to fix it, but GROG lunges to muffle his snout. GROG is lifted into the air as REXY tries to open his mouth, creating a bittersweet comedy scene. Splash blasts the strongest stream of water yet, extinguishing the neighbor's awning in an instant. The fire is out at one house, but a few fire bricks bounce back toward the original villa. A breathless chase between blue water bricks and orange fire bricks ensues between the two houses. Splash has to work at full capacity, spraying water in a left-right rhythm to cover both battlefields. REXY now stands perfectly still, his tiny hands clasped in front of his chest, praying for things to settle. GROG finally lets go of REXY's snout and sits on the ground, struggling to catch his breath. The neighbors bring out small plastic buckets to help, though their tiny water studs do little. Splash performs a difficult technique. He splits the water stream into two directions from the sides of his mouth. LILA coordinates rhythmically like a conductor, left hand for one house, right hand for the other. Finally, even the most stubborn fire bricks are completely submerged by the blue stream. A light gray plastic smoke rises, marking the end of a dramatic afternoon. Splash lowers his neck, exhausted but proud, collapsing on the lakeshore. Foreman GROG inspects each house and nods in confirmation. Everything is safe. REXY sneaks over to the neighbors to apologize, but accidentally knocks over a plastic flower pot. Under the staring eyes of everyone, the T-Rex immediately stands still as a statue, not daring to breathe. Plastic Valley is now soaked but shimmering under the light reflected from blue water bricks. GROG climbs to the roof to check on Baby Blue, finding the little bird happily bathing in the water bricks. LILA steps down from the watchtower, packing up her signal flags with a sigh of relief. Splash swims to the center of the lake, spraying a small jet of water into the air as a silent celebration. To reward the hero, GROG brings out a tray of the most delicious one-by-one plastic fish. Splash enjoys the meal heartily, his flippers splashing the water joyfully. GROG turns to look at REXY, his gaze stopping at the water bricks flooding the valley. A giant mop made of plastic fabric is handed directly to the T-Rex by GROG. REXY holds the mop with his tiny hands, beginning the miserable chore of cleaning the neighbor's yard. With every step REXY takes, the ground shakes, making the water bricks bounce like popcorn. LILA and the neighbors begin repairing the awning parts damaged by the fire bricks. The micro builder team presents Splash with a golden brick collar to express their gratitude. Wearing the majestic golden collar, Splash looks radiant under the setting afternoon sun. REXY finishes mopping and starts to let out a huge sneeze, but remembers and quickly covers his mouth. GROG and LILA look at each other and smile. At least their red friend has learned some self-control. The sunset falls, turning the water bricks on the ground into shimmering jewels. Splash performs one final dive under the cool water before ending his workday. Baby Blue flies down to perch on REXY's head, nuzzling the T-Rex's ear as a sincere comfort. The entire tribe gathers by the lake, enjoying the peace they have found once again. New fire safety signs are posted by GROG all along the village paths. The elder brick walks by, smiling and nodding. Creativity and unity are the cures for any flame. Splash uses his head to push a massive block from the bottom of the lake to the shore. Surprisingly, it is the words, "The End," assembled with great care and beauty. REXY sees the words and starts to blow them dry, but LILA and GROG scream together, "No!" REXY is startled and falls backward, making the valley shake violently once more. Splash sprays a small jet of water directly at the camera lens, fading the frame out to upbeat closing music.